Yippee-ki-yay, guys! Welcome back to This Is for Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 47 of my show. But this is about Episode 45. Now, as I stated, this one will have to be under 19 minutes. And also, the next video after that will have to be under 20 again. And I also will, like I've stated also, I will start laughing at the beginning of the next video and stuff. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Now, this is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 47 of my show. 47 of my show, but this is about Episode 45. And now I'll just explain to you guys what this episode is called in the English dub. Episode 45 in the English dub is appropriately titled The Ultimate Clash. Now that's kind of an appropriate title for it because the two strongest Digimon on the swamp start fighting and stuff. And the way this episode starts off, it starts with Kai telling Matt to calm down and stuff. The last thing they need is someone with a hard-head attitude. And then Matt is saying that he's not stopping, and then Joe's trying to remind him that has he forgotten that they're the Digidestined and stuff. And then basically what Matt's trying to tell Joe is, can he think of anyone who gave them this job in the first place? And then Joe's trying to think about that, and then he's saying that Matt's saying that he needs answers, and he can't seem to give it to him, and he said that then Joe said that Matt's got a point there and stuff, and then basically what happens is, after that, what happens, is, Ty and Matt kind of start fighting each other. Like, Ty starts going off in one direction, and then Mekanorimon kind of intercepts him and stuff. And then, but before that happens, if you guys remember my first video that I did that I posted when I first joined the YouTube community last year, what I did with the clips, I showed a clip of Kai saying to Matt that basically the problem with him was easy to figure out. He's upset because he wants to be the boss and stuff. And then, basically, Matt's telling him that he'd want to be the one in charge of this group. If anyone wants to take charge, he can have it. They can have it. He's saying that they should always take care of themselves and stuff. And then later on, Matt and Ty start fighting, and then TK is telling Matt that he's gonna tell their mom that they were fighting and stuff. And then Matt is he's saying that he's gotta do this. And then, basically, while they're fighting, Ty is telling Matt that, but before their partners, Ty and Matt start fighting, it goes to the scene where they're warp digivolving, and Agumon warp digivolves to Gaurdromon to fight, and, he's telling Mekanorimon that there's no need for them to fight and stuff, and then he's saying that, Mekanorimon is saying that they must, and then Ty and Matt start fighting, and then while they're fighting, he freaks out again. She's basically saying that she's gonna start the violence until everyone starts getting along and stuff. And then basically Sora is saying that'll help and stuff. Oh my god, that's kind of hilarious, guys. Oh my god. And then while they're fighting, Matt is saying to Ty is saying to Matt that he's only doing this to honor the memory. While they continue fighting, Gaurdromon is wondering if they should do something, but then Tentomon is reminding Gaurdromon that they're Mega Digimon and they can't do anything about it. And then Gaurdromon is basically saying that it's a dog-eat-dog world and stuff. Oh my god, sorry, I just gotta laugh at that part because he's saying it's a dog-eat-dog world. And then that dog stuff. And then basically he's telling them she's telling Goemon that they have to fight out to get it settled out of them and stuff. And then Goemon is basically saying he doesn't have to like it. And then Tentamon is basically telling Goemon to like get a grip because the last thing they need is any more fighting right. And then basically what happens after that is uh while Tai and Matt are fighting, Tai says that he's only doing this to honor the memory of all the Digimon that have helped them. They trusted them and believed in their commitment, and then Matt's wondering if they made a mistake. And then later on, Kari goes off to where the thing she was talking to before was talking, and she was talking to someone in the distance before. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. I missed it also with the previous video. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Anyway, and then this spirit kind of thing. Before the spirit thing takes over Kari's body, there's one thing I should mention. Mimi is actually complaining where she's saying that she's gonna stare at the flowers until everyone starts getting along and stuff. And then basically what happens is the spirit takes over Kari's body, and then when the spirit is talking to Kari, she's saying that it's similar to the Digimon, but it doesn't have a physical form kind of thing. I'm not quite sure about that. Anyway, saying that there's the balance of like darkness and light, and the light kind of balances out the darkness and maintains all that's good in the world and stuff. And then it shows an image of the past, and then okay, now this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I'm gonna also kind of reference the movie here a bit, because one of the characters, this is actually also the only time in the entire first season, like in the entire series until the first part of the movie, where one of the two Digimon, okay, now I guess I can explain to you what the other one was called now. The other Digimon that showed up in the Hidden Terrace in Odaiba area 4 years ago during the original series was a giant bird-like Digimon called Parrotmon. And that kind of goes into why I was laughing also, because in the movie portion, there's a little joke that the young version of Tai says when he sees the giant bird Digimon in the sky, where he says, "Probably want a cracker, a great big cracker." I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And then when, oh, and I guess maybe I can also explain to you what Parrotmon's kind of special attack is called. So, because this will be the only time he actually shows up in the series, except for the first part of the movie. So I'll explain what his special attack is called. It's an electrical attack that he shoots out of these two red rods that he has on the top of his head. It's called Sonic Destroyer, which is kind of a pretty effective kind of attack in my personal opinion. Oh, and by the way, if you guys remember the Joe saying about the fireball that destroyed the bridge, it wasn't actually, there was a bit of fire, but it was actually just smoke and stuff. It was actually Parrotmon that caused the bridge to collapse with using his Sonic Destroyer attack, which I'll explain a bit more when I do the first part of the movie. I just had to get that out of the way. Anyway, then the spirit thing that's talking through Kari, she's saying that Parrotmon passed through the dimensional divide, and then, some time ago, a DGA from their world through her world to theirs, and then Ty's wondering what Kari means by that, and then basically Izzy is saying that, his theory is that the person who's talking to them is using Kari's body so he can speak to them, and then Ty is saying that couldn't she just take Joe's body and stuff. Now this is kind of weird because the thing that's talking to him is actually the thing that also was part of the people that chose them and stuff like that. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. I know that's weird. Anyway, she's saying that, but when the spirit's also talking to Kari, she's saying that basically she had to take Kari because she's the only one that the spirit's able to communicate with, and she's also saying that to be perfectly honest with them, she wanted to contact them when they first arrived on File Island, but it was completely impossible, like under the circumstances and stuff. The reason why I think that it said it was impossible was because well, it was because I think it was because Kari wasn't actually there at the start of the first episode when they were actually transported. So I think that's why I think that's why it was highly impossible. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. I thought I'd reference the first episode of the first season again, since like not the first episode on my show, which is the character about, but the first episode of the first season. I just thought I'd reference it because of that. And and then basically what happens is then it shows the light to where all the characters are and stuff, and then basically what happens is when Joe sees the light where his is, he says that it's typical he's on the telephone and stuff, which is kind of funny because that also will get referenced in the movie because he is talking to someone on his cell phone, which is actually Mimi's character. Now, I won't exactly explain some of the stuff in the movie, but I will explain this to you very quickly. How digivolving worked back then in the real world was whenever the Digimon changed shape or digivolved, there was like a strange electrical power surge throughout the city. I'll explain that again when I get to the movie portion. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Anyway, when the lights are on them, Ty's wondering what the lights are for, and the spirit is saying that its purpose is to process all their vital information and stuff, which is really kind of good because that information is how the press were created, stuff like that. And then it goes into a part of the past where these people are creating the Digi-Eggs. Now this is also kind of what I meant when I said that the Digidestined Digi-Eggs weren't on Primary Village, they were raised in a factory. This is what I meant. This is what I meant when I said that, because they were actually transported to File Island. They weren't actually in Primary Village like the other Digimon where they were created in the factory. And then the spirit is basically saying that they all Diddy is basically saying that he understands why they chose Tai and Kari, but the rest of them didn't have any contact with the Digimon since that point. What the spirit is basically saying is that is that when they processed their information, they knew that they had some connection with Tai and Kari, and then later on it shows an image of the past where she said that they would write about it, and then it showed the crest, which is also their crest, and then the spirit is also saying that it had some bad news. Apparently, the Dark Masters caught wind of their plan and started attacking, and it's just gonna sound kind of weird, but when the image of Puppetmon in the past clip shows up, Joe like freaks out and stuff, and now I'll explain something. This also kind of introduces two machine-type Digimon. The first is called Gaurdromon, and the second one will get reintroduced in episode 48. It's called Mekanorimon. And then basically, like I said, when Joe sees Paimon's image of the past show up, he's saying that he wants it to go away, and then Sora's telling him to save his breath for the real thing. And then basically what happens after that is, basically what happened in the past was Paimon tried to steal the tags and crests and the DGA that were become the Digidestined Digimon and stuff. And then a young version of Jedi shows up and manages to rescue them and bring them to File Island. And then when the DGA had Parrotmon is basically saying that they had to wait a long time for Tai and the others to show up. And then they showed up. And then basically what happens after that is the spirit that's talking through Kari is saying that they still haven't found out what the Dark Masters are planning yet. All they can do is hope for the best and stuff. And then it goes back into the present scene, and then basically what happens after that is it shows the Kari on the ground with and Tai is saying that it's no doubt how they became the Digidestined now, that they saw it happen, and then Ty's wanting them to let bygones be bygones and put the past behind them, and then Matt is saying that he has to go off on his own, and she does and he says that he'll be okay because Sunomon will be with him, and then while they're walking away, Ty is saying that they're down one Digidestined, but so it doesn't, you can still save him, but then Mimi stops and she doesn't want to go either because she doesn't want to. Now this is why I'm kind of angry with Mimi's character and Joe's character for a bit of the series, because in my personal opinion, I was okay with Matt leaving because he was a little confused. He was confused about it because of everything that happened. He was confused and he let it get to him. That's why they fought. I didn't take it as an act of treason when he did it because it was a reasonable reason for leaving. But when Mimi and Joe left, I took it as an act of treason in my personal opinion. And Joe leaving will kind of bite them in the butt in the first episode where they fight Machindramon. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And then after me and Joe leave, Patamon is saying that they're all going to be split up again. And then Gaurdromon is basically saying that they seem like they're separated, but they're really not and stuff. And then basically what happens is she's saying that if they truly are the Digidestined, they're destined to meet up again and stuff. And that's basically where the episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep it digital.